Immigration and the questions Christians refuse to ask while understanding the reality of legal status in America. Before we talk about illegal immigration, we need to understand something most people never hear. The majority of immigrants in the United States actually have legal status. Research shows that about 73% of immigrants in the United States hold legal immigration status. That includes naturalized U.S. citizens, lawful permanent residents, refugees and asylum recipients, long-term temporary visa holders like students and foreign workers, unauthorized immigrants. 27% make up a minority portion of the immigrant population, not the majority. That fact alone challenges many assumptions Christians hold when discussing immigration enforcement. Understanding how immigrants actually get green cards. Another truth rarely explained in church or political conversations is how difficult it is to legally immigrate to the United States. There are 4 primary legal pathways to receiving a green card: family sponsorship, employment sponsorship, humanitarian protection, and the diversity visa lottery. Family sponsorship. Immigration through family relationships is the largest pathway. In 2023, 47% of new green cards were given to immediate relatives of U.S. citizens. An additional 17% were issued through extended family categories. Many of these categories have strict caps and long waiting lists that can last decades. 2 types of waiting periods exist. Legal immigrants often face 2 separate waits, first for application approval and second for visa availability, because quotas limit how many green cards are issued each year. Family category backlogs are massive. Approximately 83% of applicants waiting for green cards are in family sponsorship categories, with siblings of U.S. citizens accounting for about half of the backlog. Family preference categories receive about 1/3 of all green cards, but strict numerical caps and country limits cause long waiting lists even after approval. Country caps create unequal waiting times. Immigrants from high-demand countries wait significantly longer because no country can receive more than 7% of available green cards annually. Wait times have dramatically increased over time. Average wait times for family-based green cards increased from about 2 years in 1991 to over 5 years by 2018, with many applicants now waiting 10+ years. Long wait times are now normal. By 2018, about 28% of applicants waited at least a decade, and 41% waited over 5 years to even apply for a green card. Derivative applicants make backlogs worse. Spouses and children of applicants are counted toward green card caps, which artificially increases backlog numbers and slows processing for primary applicants. Long wait times cause people to die before approval. Research estimates about 675,000 immigrants in backlogs may die before receiving green cards if wait times remain unchanged. Long wait times, separate families, quota delays keep families apart for decades and discourage immigrants from using legal pathways. 1. Employment sponsorship. Immigrants can receive green cards through employer sponsorship or through investments that create American jobs. In 2023, only about 17% of new green cards came through employment-based pathways. That number has declined from previous years. Even highly skilled workers can remain stuck in visa backlogs for years because of quota systems. Employment immigration also faces severe backlogs. Shocking visual representation of 24 to 36 year wait times. Perhaps a timeline showing a career span or child growing up during the wait period. Quota systems and country caps create long waits even for skilled workers and investors contributing to the U.S. economy. Highly skilled workers often wait the longest. Split screen comparison showing 3 months in 1991 versus over a year in 2018. Some skilled immigrants from high demand countries face waiting waiting periods of 24 to 36 years or longer for permanent residency. Employment wait times have increased sevenfold, graphics showing economic consequences, perhaps declining investment charts, empty office spaces, or competitive disadvantage illustrations. Average wait times in employment categories rose from about 3 months in 1991 to over a year by 2018, with some categories much higher. Long wait times hurt the U.S. economy. Delays prevent businesses from hiring skilled workers, reduce foreign investment, and weaken America's global competitiveness. Wait times lower wages and productivity. Country caps can distort labor markets by forcing highly skilled workers to wait longer than less skilled workers based solely on education. Current immigration quotas are outdated. The quota system was designed in 1990 and does not reflect modern economic growth or workforce demands. Long wait times encourage immigrants to leave the U.S. 1. Humanitarian protection. Some immigrants receive green cards through refugee or asylum protections. This accounted for roughly 8% of new green card recipients. These immigrants often flee war, persecution, or humanitarian disasters and must pass extensive vetting, medical screenings, and security background checks before receiving permanent residency. 1. The diversity visa lottery. This program allows individuals from countries with historically low immigration rates to apply for green cards. Each year, about 55,000 diversity visas are available. Millions apply. Over 9.6 million applications were submitted in 2023. Applicants must meet education or job experience requirements, pass background checks, pass medical screenings. Even then, the odds of selection are extremely low. The hidden difficulty of legal immigration. When Christians say they should just come legally, most do not realize what that actually means. Legal immigration involves multiple applications, expensive filing fees, strict quotas, decade-long waiting period, constant risk of denial due to paperwork errors. For many immigrants, simply applying legally can take longer than raising children or completing entire careers. That doesn't justify illegal immigration, but it explains why desperation exists. And scripture constantly calls believers to understand motive before passing judgment. 1 Corinthians 4:5 say this, "So don't get ahead of the master and jump to conclusions with your judgments before all the evidence is in. When he comes, he will bring out in the open and place in evidence all kinds of things we never even dreamed of, inner motives and purposes and prayers. Only then will any one of us get to hear the well done of God." Justice versus enforcement. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Many Christians defend immigration enforcement without ever asking whether the system being enforced is just. And that happens for 3 reasons. 1. Extremism. Extremism doesn't always look violent. Sometimes extremism looks like refusing to consider nuance, or it doesn't require you to think. There are 2 extremes in immigration debates. One extreme says open borders, no rules. The other extreme says if you broke the law, you deserve whatever happens. Both positions ignore biblical complexity. In Scripture, God always cares about law, motive, circumstances, justice, and mercy. Proverbs 21:15 says, "When justice is done, it brings joy to the righteous but terror to the evildoers." Justice is not punishment alone. Justice is righteousness applied correctly. 1. Experience bias. Many Christians base immigration views on personal experience. I came legally, others should too. But that assumes the system is equally accessible to everyone. Research shows immigration wait times vary drastically depending on birthplace. Some immigrants can obtain permanent residency within 3 to 5 years. Others wait 10, 20, even 30 years, not because of behavior, but because of quota laws and backlogs. Experience does not equal universal truth. on lack of research. The Bible actually warns us about speaking without understanding. Hosea 4:6 says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Many Christians know immigration slogans. Few understand immigration mechanics. For example, over 9.6 million people apply for the diversity visa lottery in 2023. Only about 55,000 visas are available yearly. Nearly 4 million people are currently stuck in visa backlogs. Millions more live in temporary legal categories with no path to citizenship. When believers don't research, emotional narratives replace truth. And the book of Habakkuk shows us that God invites believers to investigate injustice, not ignore it. Now that you see the system, are you ready to talk about why it's broken?